So we must talk about a potential all-out war. This is something that many people have been warning the United States about, have been warning the American people that a war is coming. It is just a matter of time. Well, we have more reports today. We have a new warning from the Russian President Vladimir Putin. We have warnings from China. We have warnings from Hezbollah as well. So I'm going to address all this in today's video. But all I ask is one thing. It takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now let's begin. So first, we need to look at the truth. Here's the truth. World War III is closer than anyone dare admit. We are seeing tensions not just towards the United States, but towards other countries as well. These are at all-time highs. Russia still has issues with Ukraine. We know Israel still has issues with Hamas in Gaza. And now Israel is fighting a battle with Hezbollah out of Lebanon. I addressed this just this morning as well, and I talked about the missile that hit a soccer field, took the lives of 12 young people in Israel. And now Israel is going to respond. But what does their response look like? Well, we also have the United States that is trying to prepare for such an event. And one of the things we did just recently is we agreed to put long-range missiles in Germany in 2026. That's about 2 years away. But the Russian President, Vladimir Putin, well, he warns us against that. Look at this. It says, Putin warns the United States of Cold War-style missile crisis. Now, what does that mean? Well, here's the issue. What the United States is planning to do with Germany, Russia says they can do it too. Look at this. It says Putin threatens response if U.S. deploys missiles in Germany. It says following plans for the U.S. to position longer range missiles in Germany, Russia has threatened to respond in kind. Both sides are considering deploying nuclear capable weapons, but according to Vladimir Putin, they can put weapons closer to the West as well. And that's exactly what they're going to do. Now, I want to read this to you. Look at this. It says right here, if the U.S. implements such plans, we will consider ourselves free from the previously imposed unilateral moratorium on the deployment of intermediate and shorter range strike missiles, including increasing the capability of the coastal forces of our Navy. That is according to Vladimir Putin. Sounds serious. But again, this is just the beginning. This is just the start. I want to show you this too. Look at this. It says in a speech to sailors from Russia, China, Algeria, and India to mark Russian Navy Day in the former imperial capital of St. Petersburg, Putin warned the United States that it risks triggering a Cold War-style missile crisis with the move. It says, the flight time to targets on our territory of such missiles, which in the future may be equipped with nuclear warheads, will be about 10 minutes. Here's the issue. What could you do in 10 minutes? How far out of a city could you get in 10 minutes? That's if we are warned the second this missile is launched. Well, that's why it is somewhat troubling. It's concerning. We can't get far in 10 minutes. Most people, if they have a shelter or a bunker, that bunker is likely 30 minutes or further away from their home. It's not close. So if they're going to try to shelter, the problem is they may never get there. I'm not saying that we are going to experience a nuclear war, but that's the concern, and that's what many people are preparing for and have been preparing for many years. Now, this is just the beginning though. Okay, what Russia is doing to the United States is just the beginning. We know Russia and the United States aren't friends. Vladimir Putin and Joe Biden, not friends. But it's the relationship that Russia has built with North Korea. the relationship that Russia has built with China. And it's hurting the relationship that the United States and China once had. Well, it doesn't stop there either. Like I said this morning, it's a big one. The Israeli Defense Force, the IDF, mulls over response to Hezbollah. The U.S. tries to prevent a larger war. It says Iranian-made Hezbollah rocket kills 12 children. I believe it was 11 children. One was a young adult, 16, 17 years old, something like that. It says U.S. condemns horrific attack on Droz's town of Majdal Shams. Now, I talked about this morning, and I want to be very clear on something. The United States believes that, yes, Israel should be able to respond to this attack. However, right now, the United States and France are both scrambling to stop Hezbollah attack, this is going to pretty much bring on a bigger war, okay? A regional war. That's what we're going to face. Now, I want to read something to you. Look at this right here, okay? Now, it says, Netanyahu held a security cabinet meeting late Sunday night at the Defense Ministry headquarters in Tel Aviv. Now, what did he say? Well, here's what we know. Right now, according to the U.S. National Security Council, it says, we have been in continuous discussions with Israeli and Lebanese counterparts since the horrific attack yesterday. The United States is working on a diplomatic solution along the blue line that will end all attacks once and for all and allow citizens on both sides of the border to return safely to their homes. That's the concern. We may not see people return to their homes at all. Let's keep reading. It says French President Emmanuel Macron spoke with both Prime Ministers Benjamin Netanyahu of Israel and Najib Mikati of Lebanon. It says diplomats have urged Israel to constrain its response to avert an all-out war between the two countries. Macron told Netanyahu that France was fully committed to doing everything possible to avoid a new escalation in the region by sending messages to all parties to the conflict. He also reiterated the need to reach a diplomatic solution to the issue of the blue line based on the United Nations Security Council Resolution 1701 and his determination to contribute to it. Says the Lebanese government has asked the U.S. to urge restraint from Israel. Lebanon's foreign minister Abdullah Bou Habib told Reuters Bou Habib said the U.S. had asked Lebanon's government to pass on a message to Hezbollah to show restraint as well. Here's the issue. We're simply asking them to show restraint. Okay, Hezbollah is inside of Lebanon. Hezbollah is pretty much doing things on their own. Keep in mind, Hezbollah also has, according to reports, sleeper cells here inside the United States. So, as of right now, what the United States doesn't want to do is overstep and cause potential panic here in the United States. So, we're going to see what happens moving forward. The one thing I can tell you, though, is the biggest concern is preventing a regional war that could potentially spark an all-out war and potentially a world war in the near future. So, we'll see what happens there. The one thing I can promise you is I will be here every step of the way, and I'll fill you in on all the latest news and updates. So, that's what we have for you guys today. Again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.